Okay, so this is the video showing the worksheet 3-2B and C for pre-calculus. This is also going along with 9.1 because in 9.1 we go back and we start solving two equations, like systems of linear equations, simultaneous equations, or solving for x and y using substitution elimination. Some of you might remember Kramer's rule. You could use Kramer's rule on it. But I'm going to go through here and just remind you of substitution and what you have to do on substitution and some elimination, and then showing you on these the best ones to use on these, whether substitution or elimination. And then you'll also need to do the back. Now notice I've crossed off number 13 and number 10 and 11. When you do the homework for 9.1, there was some word problems in there that I want you to do better than these. So anyway, this worksheet and the worksheet in 9.1 are both due on Monday. Yeah, I'm not taking either one of them until Monday, which is the 27th. Pretty sure that's the 27th. Yeah, so here we go. So number 1 is substitution. So you've got x equals 7y minus 4, and then 2x minus 3y equals 14. So substitution says because that x is by itself, you're going to take the 7y minus 4 and you're going to put it right there where the x is. So 2 times 7y minus 4, and then you're going to rewrite the rest of that equation. Minus 3y equals 14. So then that'd be 14y minus 8 minus 3y equals 14. So 2 times 7y is 14y, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So that's 11y minus 8 equals 14. Add 8 to both sides. So 11y equals 22. Divide by 11. So y is 2. Okay, so y is 2. So if y is 2, we need to find x. And we know that x equals 7y minus 4. So x equals 7y minus 4. So x is 7 times 2 minus 4. So x is 14 minus 4. So x is 10. So your answer, 10, comma 2. So you're going to show your work on a separate sheet of paper, and you're going to write the answer on the worksheet. So you're going to write 10, comma 2 right here on the worksheet in parentheses. It's got to be in parentheses, and you've got to show all this work on a separate sheet of paper. So you'll send me, your work on a separate sheet of paper like you're used to doing on the computer, but then you're also going to send me a picture of this worksheet with the answers written on it. So you need to make sure you print this out. Okay. Then number 2, y minus 3x equals 5. And 2x equals 3y plus 6. We don't have a variable by itself. We're supposed to use substitution. We don't have a variable by itself, so we can get a variable by itself. We can get this y by itself. So we're going to add 3x to both sides. So that's y equals 5 plus 3x. Now we're ready to plug in. Now we're going to take that 5 plus 3x and put it right there where that y is, because that's what y equals. Y equals 5 plus 3x. So 2x equals 3 times 5 plus 3x plus 6. So 2x equals 15 plus 9x plus 6. So 2x equals 9x plus, 21. So then subtract 9x. So then negative 7x equals 21. Divide by negative 7. So x is negative 3. So then if x is negative 3, we take it and plug it back in up there where x is, because you've got to find y. You're finding x and y. So 5 plus 3 times negative 3, that's 5 minus 9, so negative 4. So this answer would be negative 3, comma negative 4. And again, you'd write that on the worksheet. Put a full heading on the worksheet. Make sure you put a full heading, your name, the date, Precal, McKinney, all that stuff. So on number 3, you need to move the 2x over and have y equals 2x, and then plug that 2x in right there by the 4, because that's what y would equal. Okay, so that'll get you number 3. Move that 2x over, so y equals 2x, and then plug that in where the y is. Okay, then on the back side, these are all just different. Okay, so never mind on the back side. Okay, so then let's look at number 4. Number 4, 5, and 6 are the elimination method. So number 4, it's x plus 6y equals 1 and 3x plus 5y equals negative 10. Some of you, if you remember Kramer's rule better than elimination, you can use Kramer's rule, but I'm going to show elimination. Elimination is where you want one of the variables to eliminate, so you need opposites. Okay, so if I had a negative 3x right here, I could cancel those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this top one by negative 3. And I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it underneath here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to rewrite negative 3x minus 18y equals negative 3. And then I'm going to rewrite the second one. 3x plus 5y equals negative 10. Then things cancel. Negative 3x cancels. Negative 18 and 5 is negative 13y. And then negative 3 and negative 10 is negative 13. So we divide by negative 13. So y is 1. Then if y is 1, we've got to plug back in and find x. You've always got to find x and y. So I'm going to take that y. I'm going to plug it into the top one. That x plus 6y equals 1. So x plus 6 times 1 equals 1. So x plus 6 equals 1. Subtract 6 from both sides, so x equals negative 5. So negative 5 comma 1. So that's the answer on that one. Just checking it in my head right quick. Make sure. Okay, so then number 5, we've got 3x plus 4y equals 6 and 2x plus 3y equals 3. So on this one, we could either make the x's cancel or the y's cancel. Either one, it doesn't matter. But we've got to have different signs. These are the same signs. These are the same signs. We've got to have different signs. So we can find, it's kind of like a common denominator. It's kind of like finding a common denominator. If you were going to add 1/3 and 1/2, your common denominator would be 6. So we need to turn both of these into a 6. Or if I were going to do the 4 and the 3, I'd use a 12, okay? Or I'd make them both 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the top one by a 2 and the bottom one by a negative 3 because I have to change signs. One of them's got to be a negative. So that's going to give me 6x plus 8y equals 12. And then negative 6x minus 9, whoops, sorry, minus 9y equals negative 9. So then these cancel. I'm left with negative y equals 3. So y equals negative 3. I just changed the signs. It's like dividing by negative 1. So I have y, now I need x. So I'm going to go back to the original one. I'll use, I don't know, the bottom one. I'll use the 2x plus 3y equals 3. So it'd be 2x plus 3 times negative 3 equals 3. So 2x minus 9 equals 3. Add 9 to both sides. So 2x equals 12. Divide by 2. So x is 6. So your answer would be 6 comma negative 3. Okay, so there's number 5. Then let's look at number 6. 6 is 3x minus 5y equals 1, and 2x plus 3y equals negative 12. So then I'm going to use the y's because they already have opposite signs. So that means I'm going to multiply the top by a 3 and the bottom by a 5. So I can get a 15. So then 9x minus 15y equals 3, and 10x plus 15y equals negative 60. So then that's going to give me 19x equals negative 57, because these cancel. Divide by 19, so x is negative 3. This is something you did in Algebra 1 and in Algebra 2. So this should be a review for you. There may be dust on your brain, but this should be a review for you. Now I'm going to use the 2x plus 3y equals negative 12. And I'm going to have 2 times negative 3 plus 3y equals negative 12. So negative 6 plus 3y equals negative 12. Add 6. So 3y equals negative 6. Divide by 3. So x is negative 2. Sorry, that's y. This is y. Y is negative 2. So then your answer, negative 3 comma negative 2. Gotta put it in parentheses. Okay. Then on the rest of them on this page, I'm just going to go through and suggest what I would do. This should be elimination. I'd multiply the top one by 3, because then your y's would cancel. I would use elimination on this one. I'd multiply the bottom one by 2. Multiply the whole bottom one by 2. Your y's would cancel. This is set up for substitution. Plug in that 5 plus y where the x is right there. This is set up for substitution because x is by itself. Number 11, I'd use elimination, and I would multiply the top by a 3 and the bottom by a 2. Because then you'd have a positive 6x and a negative 6x right there that would cancel. And then on this one, I'd multiply this bottom one by a negative 2. That would change the signs and get your y's to cancel. Okay, so there's the options on that. Now there's a few I want to show you on the back because I've got fractions. So I just want to remind you how you can get rid of those right quick. On the back, you choose. It says use substitution or elimination. Again, if you remember Kramer's rule, that's fine. Number 1 is set up for substitution. Like you could put y minus 5.2 right here where the x is, because x equals y minus 5.2. So you could plug it in right there in parentheses and go from there. I would change to, I would try to get rid of the, so this is side C, number 2. 3x minus 4y equals 5, and x equals y plus 1/2. So on the bottom one, I would multiply everything by 2, like 2x equals 2y plus 1. That's just getting rid of the 2. That's just multiplying this by 2. Then I mean, it's set up for substitution if you wanted to mess with that 1/2 being in there, but I didn't want to. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 2y and have 2x minus 2y equals 1. Then I'm going to multiply the bottom one by a negative 2. So rewrite the top one, 3x minus 4 equals 5, and negative 4x plus 4y equals negative 2. So that would be negative x equals 3, so positive x equals negative 3. Then plug that in. So x is negative 3. So then I do 3 times negative 3 minus 4y equals 5, because x is negative 3. So that'd be negative 9 minus 4y equals 5. So negative 4y equals 14, and divide by negative 4. So that's negative 7 over 2. So negative 3 comma negative 7 over 2. This is not due until the 27th with lesson 9.1.